Hello and welcome to the Fantasy Threesome FPL podcast. We're back together as a threesome. I'm Phil. I'm here with Anthony on his grand return. How are you, sir?
Yes, mate, good to be back. But I have to say, boys, brilliant pod last week. Had me in stitches. Very, very good. But no, it's good to be back and good to see your lovely faces.
Hello. Sorry, I thought we were. We're live, but I thought we were. You were going to say a quick hello, and then I was going to play the music. I've got a new mixer. I'm very excited. And you've just.
Yeah. Don't worry.
This is awkward.
I'm going to use it.
Also with us is Mike, who sounds far away, so needs to put his microphone as close to his mouth as possible for
How's
the duration. That? Oh, it's much better. How are you, Mike?
That's good. Well, I'm okay, thank you. I can barely hear you now because of the. Hold on, if I make. I often wondered why they have extendable bit across the top of headsets. That's why. I'm suffering with the Rones, lads. I've got the Rona.
Oh, mate.
A lot better today than I was the last couple. But locked in not solidarity. No, solitary. A bit of solitary for me.
Oh, have you got a similar setup to Phil? Have you got any Duplay there to play with or anything?
I've got a copious amount of books.
The one thing you can't use.
Yeah.
Even I can manage these ones. A lot of Jacqueline Wilson and a lot of the Gruffalo. Apart from that, there's not a lot to go on, really. Some fluffy toys.
I remember just a few weeks ago when I had COVID, you suggested that I was living the high life, you're getting food brought to me, not having to do any chores,
holiday.
Bit of a holiday. Yeah. Is that how you're feeling?
Yeah, a little bit. I've been quite poorly with it, where I don't know that you were that poorly with it, were you?
A couple of days.
Okay, yeah, well, the first couple were brutal, but I would say my wife is being very, very good. And she continues to come in and check how I'm doing, sort of through the door. But everything is said with gritted teeth, I think it's fair to say. I can't see them, but I'm pretty confident by the tone that they are gritted. A little bit, rather than, it started with, "Are you okay?" to, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
That
doesn't sound like Claire much.
I've not taken to asking her if she's okay, because I feel like that could open a can of worms.
Yeah, probably wise. On the upside, Mike,
yes.
We don't need to go over our weeks too much.
Why not?
To say, well, we don't need to if you don't want to, if your voice is hurting and you don't want to...
No.
Oh, okay.
I think he'll definitely want to. He will definitely want to.
I think we always save the best till last, don't we? So you boys should probably go first.
Okay, well, me and Ant can run over ours super quick. Mine was a bit average. Ant's was probably slightly below average. Mike, how was your week?
Is that it? Is that what you're doing?
Okay. Is that it?
Okay, Ant, talk about your week. Enjoy yourself.
Well, yeah, it's below average, boys. But, bear in mind, I had 7 players in the end playing. Oh, thank you for the background music. This is delightful.
Yeah, that's what I do with my new mixer now. I've got this
very
is
nice.
labelled Ant's week.
Sums it up, boys. Yeah, 7 players in the end. Brian Dia and Sam Axman didn't play. So I only had Cancelo with 9 points who got a return. So that's now 23 weeks even and counting consecutive crap weeks. In fact, I think there's more chance of Spurs winning a trophy than there is of me getting a good game week.
Yeah. So I'm really sorry, mate.
Well, that's fine. So, I don't mind talking about it. Phil, obviously, you want to skip past yours.
You just need to keep the music running.
Oh, really? I'll start it again. Here we go. Phil.
Yeah, so tough week. I put a lot of hope in the horse pulling the Pope along. And by all accounts, Nick Pope had a blinder yesterday.
Sorry, I've got some horse.
Thank you.
He was running quite a bit slower than that, I would say.
Apparently so. Couldn't see it. So the horse captained for 6, Cancelo 9. I decided to take a -4 to take Salah out and bring Son in because this week I plan on getting rid of Fernandes and switching him to Salah because I got the money to do it, and that way I could have had a Spurs player. And Son did score, but Pope let me down, Kilman let me down, Cucurella let me down. I brought in Ward-Prowse. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Coutinho, that was fun at the start, not so fun now. But a massive 45 minus an 8-point hit puts me on 37.
Still more than me. What a joke of a game.
Yeah.
Come on then, Mike. Let's have some positivity then. He's muted himself. This is amazing.
Perfect. He's muted himself at the X. We'll just tell it was okay. It was average.
He did all right.
Probably average.
how
happy.
annoying! How annoying! Sorry.
No, we don't
sorry.
mind.
I was fishing around for something suitably joyous. Yeah, not bad for me. 67. And I took a -8 for that, so 59.
Mm-hmm.
David De Gea in goal just before I shipped him out. Got me 6 points. Cancelo got me 9. Matty Cash got me 14. An inspired transfer. It was discussed on last week's pod.
Yeah, that's worked out right, that.
To be honest, it was him and Harry Kane who I captained that came good for me. Outside of that, it was a fairly dull affair, but 67 points. And I had the honour and the privilege and the joy of catching up in person at the weekend with one of more squad.
Wow.
Imagine that.
Who was this?
Had a little pep talk with Aaron Ramsdale on Saturday, lads.
Oh, legend.
So he was back at the stadium watching Bournemouth, and he was there long before kickoff, like I was, and we had a little catch up, which was nice. And he's obviously loving life at Arsenal, and I said, look, keep up the good work. Really, really pleased for you. And if you could keep as many clean sheets as you could, please, because you're in my dream team. I didn't mention that. No, he didn't have a game week, did he? So I couldn't. I dropped him for De Gea this week, but he'll be back involved this week.
Arsenal are one of the teams we need to talk about.
Wow, yes, indeed, yeah. So, who's putting in then the prize pot? Anthony again.
And owes the prize pot. I don't know. I mean, it might be better instead of buying things worth £5 Ant each week. You may well want to. I mean, it's about 4 weeks you've lost in a row, so you may as well just start putting some better quality things in, but more sporadically.
Well, I am going to put a brand new Dell keyboard in this week, boys, which is worth about £15. But I'm quite happy to do
Dell
my prizes.
keyboard.
Yeah, there you go.
You've been stealing stuff from work.
Correct. So there we go. Still, 15 quid is what it's worth. Yeah, I'll have a look. I mean, I think. What are we, 27 weeks in? I probably have put into the prize pot 20 of those weeks. But anyway, such is life.
And look, just a quick catch up on our league. Gags Allardyce still way out in front, guys.
Yeah.
Still way out in front.
I just had a quick look. He's only 650 points above me, so it's pretty close.
There you go. Yeah, he sits on 1,945 points.
He's not number one in the world anymore, though.
Oh, that's sad. But just special mentions also to Ruben Jiva of Ruben Kazan. The Dennis system, Daniel Seltzer, Adnan Gangadevala,
thank you,
and Callum Downs, all of whom make up our top 5 at the moment.
Yes, they do. They're doing very well. So, how did your punts get on, gents? Because it's a 2-week punt, which is something we've never done before, but that's because Ant wasn't here last week. So I know in the first week I had Tarkovsky who got me 6, and this week I had Roberts who got 3. So I'm on 9 points. Can either of you beat that?
Well, I don't think I picked a punt for this week because
that's the problem.
Right,
you had Neves, so you were on 8 after week 1.
Yeah,
and then for some reason you decided to completely forget about doing your punt. So you've ended up behind me.
A lot going on, lads. A lot going on. Okay, fair enough. Okay, I'll take the hit.
Well, boys, I actually had results here. Jordan Henderson in the first one, and then Dan Byrne last week. So I think that's a combined total of 16 points.
Nice.
Anthony.
Shame I didn't actually pick them for my team, isn't it, really? But anyway.
Because did you listen to last week's pod? I mean, we suggested double Newcastle at the back. Did you? I mean, you didn't follow it up.
No, what I decided to do was completely ignore you both and put in Ben Mee, who got 3 points and came off injured before half-time last night. So,
oh, no.
Yeah, so thanks for the advice, boys. I mean, it was great advice. I just chose to ignore it. Probably got distracted by the bones in the blue pool.
Yeah, that was a moment that shouldn't be repeated. And it's what happens when you're not here.
A reference that will mean nothing to anybody that didn't catch last week's episode.
We don't need to go over it again.
We don't need to go over it again.
Anthony?
Yes?
Last week we recommended 3 defenders: Matty Cash, Dan Byrne, Matt Target.
Yeah.
If you had gone through all 3 of those, you would have beaten Mike this week.
There you go, guys.
Really?
There you go. We actually there's some genuine informed opinion.
I need to listen to you boys more clearly.
Well, look,
so
hey,
more for me.
You did win the punt, and therefore, let's do a quiz.
It's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz. The loser gets their captain picked by a listener with great instinct. Sometimes cruel and sometimes kind. The listener is always right. It's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz. Hooray. Yeah, I think some listeners will be sad that I didn't win this week because the player or cheese theme is what I was excited to hear about. I forgot that you had Henderson that first weekend. So
sorry about that.
Well
mate.
done, you. It's good that you've won something. So what's your quiz?
Well, it's not player or cheese, but it is true or false. I didn't really have time to research cheeses from around the world. So I've got 3 statements based on FPL stats this season, boys, and you need to simply say if it's true or false.
Oh, this is a very short quiz.
Indeed,
Okay.
but it's a quiz.
Yeah,
so there we go.
It is. Okay, go on then.
Phil, I think you kind of came second there with your punt, so I'll let you go first.
Thank you.
So Jamie Vardy, back in the team last night, back in the goals.
Yes.
But my first question for you is, his value has dropped by 0.4 of a million since the start of the season. Is that true or false?
0.4 of a million. Well, he hasn't. He hasn't played, but I don't think many people would have had him at the start because he's so expensive. So I'm going to say that's false.
You are right. It's dropped by 0.2 from 10. Oh, hello.
Sound effects. What's happened here?
It's what I do, guys. It's what I do.
Good grief.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dropped from 10.5 to 10.3. So well done, mate. 1-0 to you. Mike.
Hello.
This is good that this one's fallen to you because you have mocked me about this player mercilessly all season ever since he scored every time he wasn't in my team.
Oh.
So Neil Mopé's
Neil
Mopé's total points so far this season in FPL is 101. Is that true or false?
101. How many games weeks have we had?
Right.
27.
27. Why did you look at your watch there, Phil, when I said how many game weeks?
Yeah.
Have you got an FPL watch?
It's not the time.
You haven't got an FPL watch?
I think he's bored already.
Maybe you have to be really good to get one. They just sent me an FPL watch, so whenever someone
Right.
says, what's the game week, I just look down. There we go. Game week 27. Yeah.
Right.
Although
20...
it's not game week 27. It's broken, this watch.
Okay, great.
Good news.
I would say that is true.
It's false, Mike. It's 91.
Oh,
Nice.
dear.
Does that mean I've won already?
No.
You said there's 3 questions.
No, you got 3 each.
Oh, 3
Oh, you really have put the time and effort into
keeps
planning
coming.
this quiz.
Okay.
Sorry, I
well,
assumed
sort
you
of,
meant
yeah.
3 questions. That was it.
No, I apologise. No, I probably didn't make that clear. 3 each, boys.
All right.
3 each. So, Phil, to go 2-0 up.
Massive.
So, Dennis, Watford striker, one of the very few players I actually had in my team this season who's got me points. He is currently in 35% of FPL teams. Is that true or false?
When you say 35%, are you
Yes.
are you
I'm talking about ownership.
rounding up or rounding down, or is it are you because usually ownership will be like a 0.2 or something.
Oh,
38.2.
I'm not bothered about the
such a
point
preppy,
here.
aren't you?
Well, I'm checking the rules. I know you boys are desperate for me to lose. 38%.
35%.
35% even. I'm going to say that's true.
It is true, and to be accurate, it's 35.8.
I was half right.
So
said 38.
you're 38. You did say 38. So 2-0. So Mike, you need this, my friend, or it is victory for Phil.
Bring it.
And it's based on me, mate. It's a question about me.
Here we go. Here it steps up.
A question
Pepper.
about... Oh, I've got this.
My weekly average score, Mike, currently
Once a
sits
week.
at 45. Is that true or is that false?
45.
45 sounds quite high for you.
Thank you.
I'm going to say that's correct.
Oh, Mike, I'm sorry. It's false.
Oh,
Unbelievably,
no.
boys. It's 50, my average at the moment, which seems ridiculously high. I would have said it was definitely in the 30s.
Yeah.
So, sorry, Mike, that is victory to Phil.
Well, it's been a lot of fun.
It has been a lot of fun. It wasn't player or cheese. I didn't really have time to research cheeses from Italy. Phil, who will be picking Mike's captain this week?
It's time for
What could have been?
What could have been? What could have been? Who is picking this week? Well, it's controversial. There's two winners. So we had Frame Yourself, who usually goes for Guehi, actually went for Kulusevski, but spelt it wrong.
That's a
then
great
FPL
shout, by
Commander
the way.
got involved. Yeah, FPL Commander got involved and said, "Can I have Kulusevski because he spelt it wrong?"
And no.
I said, "Well, if you have Kulusevski, then it'll be a coin toss if he does well." So he said, "Fine, I won't have Kulusevski. I'll have someone else, Willock." Now, Willock and Kulusevski both got 8 points.
Wow.
So it's down to the coin toss anyway. So we're going to do the coin toss live on
Wow,
air.
it's happening live.
Except
Good grief, this is exciting.
I don't have a coin, so it's a bank card toss.
What?
So you've never done a bank card toss?
No, yes I have.
So this is my bank card. Probably won't show it to the camera.
I was going to say.
So heads, Frame Yourself wins and gets the pick, and tails, FPL Commando. Is that fair?
Lovely. Frame Yourself
Yes.
heads. Let's go.
Here we go.
Okay,
There's
it's
Mike
gone
got
up.
some little music.
It has dropped, showing my number. There we go. Whoop. So
Whoop.
Frame Yourself is picking this week. There we go.
This is dramatic
Exciting
as I've got, I'm
times.
afraid, in terms of
It's a
sound
big one.
effects.
It's a double game week as well for some. So
I mean, I'm sensing outrage from and justified outrage from FPL Commander, who effectively chose two who both came in. But that's what happens when you toss a bank card. So
sport hurts.
yeah, so I'm really sorry about that. But Frame Yourself gets to pick your captain, Mike.
Lovely. I look forward to it. He's got a plethora of great players to pick from.
Oh.
He has indeed. Have you got the running order, gents?
No.
No. Let me find
Boys,
said running
you
order.
two are a nightmare. I mean, I sent this running order over.
No.
You have said that the next thing is who has doubles and when.
Yes, that means listener questions. That's
Good
what
news.
you want, isn't it? So,
Indeed.
it's all kind of a bit chaotic at the moment. There's double game week this week, double game week next week, and then loads and loads of blanks, which isn't so good. So this week the fixtures are as follows. If I can find the right screen, Newcastle have 2 games against Brighton and Southampton. Wolves have 2 games against Palace and Watford. Leeds have 2 games. Oh, Bielsa. Against Leicester and Villa. Villa have 2 games, Southampton and Leeds. Southampton have 2 games, Villa and Newcastle. Watford have 2 games, Arsenal and Wolves. Norwich may have 2 games, but may not. And Chelsea may have 2 games, but may not. But at the moment, I'm going to say they don't. So yeah, Norwich play Brentford, Chelsea play Burnley. So you've got 6 teams there guaranteed 2 games this week. Newcastle, Wolves, Leeds, Villa, Southampton, Watford. They're not the best of teams to have, for double game week players, in my opinion. What's your views, gents?
No, agreed. I suppose you could argue it's none of the big hitters. There's no Chelsea's or Liverpool's, or Man City's. But there's still, some really good fixtures out there, isn't there? Let's look at Wolves, who are actually quietly having a good season. You look at those fixtures, Palace and Watford, both at home, defensively very strong. So there's some assets to look at there. And Southampton are very quietly and annoyingly going about their business, aren't they?
Yep.
Now into the top 10, and Villa away, Newcastle at home. Newcastle, Brighton, there's winnable games there, boys. There is real assets to be had.
Well,
it's just whether you really want to decimate your team for the sake of a couple of game weeks.
Oh, well, I
Okay.
have. How many players have you got coming in this week then, lads? Or how many players have you got in your squad that have got double game weeks?
I think I've only got 4.
Yeah,
Ooh.
currently, and I mean, with the caveat that one of them is Josh King, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. However, I have a plan. Shall I tell you the plan now? And
Tell
then we
me
can
your master plan.
Okay, so they're the 6 games this week, double game week. Next week, however, there is a double game week. And the following teams have doubles. Newcastle again have a double against Chelsea and Everton. Arsenal have a double, Leicester and Liverpool. Spurs have a double, Man United and Brighton. Liverpool have a double, Arsenal and Brighton. Everton have a double, Wolves and Newcastle, and Brighton have a double, Liverpool and Spurs. So, I have some chips left. I've still got my second wild card, my bench boost, and my free hit left. My potential plan is this week I ignore the doubles pretty much. I'll maybe have like 3. But I could play my wild card this week and get in players so that next week I'm going to have 13, 14, 15 players playing twice. And
You
then
make
bench
me
boost.
sick.
Then bench boost next week. Because, Newcastle's fixtures aren't awful. Arsenal's aren't great, but if their attacking assets will be all right. Spurs' fixtures are quite good. Liverpool's are good. Everton's are all right. And, Everton, you don't know which one's going to turn up, but Everton's fixtures are all right. So that would be my potential plan, and then do a free hit for game week 30 where there's not many teams playing. So, what do you think of that idea?
Well, I'm quite jealous. I'm quite cross. I feel a bit like... Well, yeah, I feel a bit like when I was a kid and I used to get pocket money, I would spend it the day I got it.
Yeah.
And I'd fritter it away on Space
you would,
Raiders and...
Quite often on fritters. I mean, you when you were younger and had pocket money used to, well, either go to the chip shop with it, or you would give me a cut to go down to the Spar shop for you and buy you microwave pizzas.
Yeah, they were good. Little mini ones. Not the deep dish, just the standard ones. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah, sorry.
But I feel like that kid who frittered away his pocket money early doors the second he got it. We had a second wild card come out. I'd used both wild cards within 2 weeks of the new year starting. I've got no chips left, and I'm just sat here looking around, hoping for the best, really. Whereas you saved all your money. You're buying yourself a new PlayStation. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Sickening, isn't it? I mean, I'm in a fairly similar position in terms of I've got a wildcard bench boost and triple captain to play.
Wow.
But you've got all of that, Phil, and you're about 250 points above me. So, you're just like a man with a load of money. You're just showing off now.
Well, I'm not, because this plan that I've got is at best reckless. It's got...
Is it reckless? There's only so many weeks left.
Is it reckless? What, having 15 players playing on a bench boost? I think that seems incredibly wise.
Well, yeah, but Anthony, that shows your short-termism. Because after game week 29, I'm going to be left with, potentially, players from only 5 teams. And...
Well, welcome to my world this week.
Yeah, but moving forward, I mean, the teams I'll have, I'll probably get double Newcastle, who then after game week 30 don't play, but free hit, not a problem. After that, have Spurs, Wolves, Leicester, Norwich, Liverpool. I'll probably have triple Arsenal, or at least double, but they have got great fixtures coming up, and they've still got 2 fixtures to be rescheduled, so not a problem. I will have probably triple Spurs. Again, they've got great fixtures coming up: Newcastle, Villa, Brighton, Brentford, Leicester. I'll have triple Liverpool because they're Liverpool. Everton, I'll probably have a couple of them. Their fixtures are West Ham, Man United, Crystal Palace, Liverpool, Chelsea, so I won't want to keep them for long. Brighton I might avoid. So the fixtures aren't bad for the teams that I'm planning on going large on, but I'll have to steadily get rid of them,
Yeah.
Yeah, but with a free hit, you've already planned ahead. So you've got the next 3 game weeks planned, ticked off, sorted.
After that, it's just a case of, what you do. I'm effectively burning all my chips if I do this.
Yeah, but I mean, you're talking to 2 people here. One who's having an absolute shocking season, and the other one who's already burnt all of his chips and wildcards. So you're in a massive advantage here.
Well, I mean, the advantage of having one good week. I mean, I could easily set my team up with a couple of transfers this week and have 7 people playing twice this week. I could have 7 people playing twice this week, and then wildcard next week. So I've got like 11 people playing twice. But then when do I use the bench boost?
I think,
yeah, this is tricky.
I think we're also, and we've got to be careful not to set the bar as me and you. You know, because I imagine
Absolutely.
listeners, you know, we're quite below the average, so listeners will be sat there thinking, well, yeah. I'm not sure where we compare. I did do a little bit of work, lads. I don't know if this is helpful or not. As part of my COVID hibernation, I did a prediction of every single result for the rest of the season in the Premier League.
So what's the
Good
news?
grief.
What's the outcomes?
Yeah, I'll let you know what happens. Well, now I'll let you know what.
Okay, cool.
I'm letting you know what's going to happen.
Sorry, it sounded like you were ending a phone call.
I was going to say, yeah.
No, all right.
Yeah,
so
I'll let you know what
listen.
happens. Cheers. Yep, bye.
Oh, I'm not
He's off to
very
read some
well.
books.
Right, so this is how the season finishes. Heads up. Let's look at the bottom first of all. I'm afraid Norwich City do finish bottom on 21 points. Quite some distance off Watford, who finished on 28 points, and Burnley just by a point. Burnley go down, and off goes the horse, galloping away.
Surely not.
Yeah. With a point to spare. Leeds just stay up on the last day with a point to spare. Newcastle actually only just above them. Surprising given their run of fixtures in coming weeks. Brentford above them on 34 points. The big movers were Villa, up to 45 points, and Southampton as well. Had a good end to the season. Let me tell you about the top five, because this might surprise you.
I'm slightly surprised that Norwich in the final 12 games only get 4 points.
Yeah, they do.
Wow, okay. Enjoy, Norwich fans.
How many did they get in their first 12 games?
I don't know, but I can tell you in the first 26 they got 17, so it's probably... Yeah.
About right?
No, it's not about right. It's about half of their average, roughly. Anyway, top of the table.
That's the way it's going, lads. I can't help it. It's not my fault. They should have played better. Manchester City win the league by 3 points.
Good grief.
Yeah, a draw between the two teams, Manchester City and Liverpool, means that Liverpool finished top. That Man City finished top. Below them, Chelsea. Fourth prize? Let's give them fourth prize. Are Arsenal, who finished clear 6 points of fifth place. That's how comfy it is. Get on board, Arsenal, guys. They're having a great finish to the season. Tottenham somehow emerge in fifth place. Goodness only knows how. Antonio Conte, he must be getting through some wigs, the amount of hair he's having to pull out at the moment. So he finishes fifth. West Ham sixth. And Wolves seventh. Man United finished eighth place, lads.
Wow.
Yeah, we heard it at first.
They are terrible. They are terrible.
That's true. To be fair, Arsenal, your comments on Arsenal, Mike, they've got 3 games in hand on Manchester United in fourth. Arsenal and Leicester and Everton have still got 3 games less played than everyone else. So they're good teams to get players from.
Well, you say that. Everton, despite those 3 games in hand, only finished 4 points above the bottom 3. So I wouldn't get too excited about Everton.
Well, I'm not. I didn't say I was that excited.
No, I'm just saying.
Everton have
What
got
I'm saying is, if you're thinking you're going to go and get Richarlison, you might want to think again.
Oh no, I would never think of that. He'll always get sent off if I get him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, lads. But I've set up the table.
Thank you for your hard work.
You're right.
I'm grateful for that. Leicester, this comes into one of our questions. Leicester have a decent run of fixtures and a game in game week 30. Is it time for the Vardy party? If not, what assets should we get? So Leicester have a really good run of fixtures. They've got 3 fixtures that still need to be rearranged as well. So they've got Leeds this week, Arsenal next week, Brentford in game week 30, Man U, Crystal Palace, Newcastle, Villa, Spurs, Everton, Watford, Southampton. So they haven't really got, apart from Man United, they haven't got a top 4 team there.
Well, I can tell you, lads, from my league table, they pick up a whopping 18 points between now and the end of the season.
Okay.
Yikes.
Who gets them those points? Vardy?
Mads.
Harvey Barnes would be mine.
Oh.
Really good returns for the last 6 game weeks, boys. Jamie Vardy, I think obviously going back off the question on the quiz, has only dropped by 0.2 of a million, even though he's been injured for a large part of the season. Just too much money, 10.3.
Yeah, but if you're playing catch up, he's definitely the sort of player you want to go for, isn't he? Bit of Vardy.
Don't
Yeah,
know that he starts every week, does he?
Well, no, he's coming back from an injury, so he won't yet. But I think he will.
There we go then.
I think he's definitely one from game week 30. As you say, once they got Brentford at home, definitely one to look at, one to keep an eye on. But at the moment, just a little bit too much money for me, I think. But he's under 10% ownership, so it would be a differential for someone like me chasing, trying to go for something different.
I like the idea of Harvey Barnes, but he's sporadic in his starts, isn't he?
He is 2.1% ownership though, but as I say, he's on a good little purple patch. 4 points, 6 points, 5 points, 6 points. So yeah, he's getting a few returns recently. He's in a good little run. So
defensively, I'm assuming it's a no.
Yeah, I mean we know they can't defend set pieces for Toffee, can they?
Well, you say that they kept a clean sheet against the Horse.
Yeah, imagine
that.
Well,
that is true.
I was listening on the radio and I heard them say, "Thank you."
Lovely.
I heard them say at one point, "Oh, and it's a clear chance. Should have scored that. That was Weghorst." I was like, "Oh, come on,
I heard that too.
Yeah,
I did say. I think nearly all of the top 10 managers in the game did actually captain Weghorst this week. So
wow, did they?
Even they can get it wrong. Yeah, they did indeed. I saw that on the official FPL account on Twitter. So there we go. Even the top managers get it wrong occasionally.
Wow.
Thank you. Yeah, we do. Yeah. Sometimes we do.
Brilliant. Phil, I can't see your lovely face anymore. What's going on?
I don't know. Maybe it's an issue with your eyes because I can see it. But don't worry about that right now. Listeners don't need to have this chat. Voidja asks, which Chelsea players would you recommend, and is Mount a good idea?
Yes, I think Mount is a good idea. But actually, again, low percent ownership with 12%. But like Mike flagged this up, was it last week or week before? Chelsea got some incredible fixtures, boys, haven't they?
Yeah.
They do have a bit of a backlog, but look at these fixtures: Burnley away, Newcastle home, Norwich away, Brentford home, Southampton away, Leeds away, West Ham home. That's right through to the end of April, boys.
Well, I can tell you
their hardest game.
Sorry, go on, Ed.
Sorry, go on. I was just going to say their hardest game is United away. I mean, even that doesn't sound like a hard game these days. And that's not until the 15th of May.
Yeah, I can tell you they pick up 33 points from the next 39.
Good grief.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just so you know.
I've still got Rudiger. I've kept him in, and I certainly won't be shipping him out now. Now they look a bit more defensively solid. But Reece James as well, potentially one, boys. Back in the team. He came on as a sub, didn't he, in the final.
Is Kepa on pens now?
If you look out your window, you should be able to see his ball just fly past.
Yeah.
Still out there, isn't
Inspired substitution, that was. But yeah, Mason Mount, I think potentially one you might want to look at. He's been a little bit quiet in recent weeks, hasn't he? No score higher than 7 since game week 17. So he's certainly due some returns soon, I would suggest.
Now, with Spurs playing last night and losing to Middlesbrough, I believe they may have a game in game week 30 now if West Ham lose to Southampton. And then if Southampton lose to West Ham, then Southampton will have a game in game week 30. So you might have an all right week in game week 30.
To quote Avril Lavigne, why'd you have to go and make things so complicated?
Yeah. Now, you're right to ask, but I've just looked, and Ben Crellin, the knowledge of the game is stating these facts. So that may help in your planning. It may not. But tonight, we're recording on. I don't even know what day it is anymore. Wednesday,
it's like Christmas, isn't it? Yeah, it's Wednesday.
It does feel a bit like Christmas, but without any of the fun.
Yeah, indeed.
It really does. No idea. Days are just rolling into one. So you're saying Mount. You're saying Reece James, Ant?
I would definitely say he could be one to look at again. He's been there with some assists earlier on in the season. Why not? 10% ownership still quite low. Probably more so for somebody like me chasing and who's not been getting points all season. Maybe someone like you, Phil, who has the beauty of being able to play safe. Maybe not so much.
What about? The default go-to is Rudiger. Okay, He's been my default go-to, but I can't put him in my team now because he's aggressive and he fights a lot. He's a bit gnarly. So, for someone like me, what about Thiago Silva? Because he starts a surprisingly large quantity of their games.
And he's very good and unbelievable for his age. He's actually one of the few players Phil playing in the Premier League. He must actually be older than us.
Yeah, what a treat.
But yes, yeah, indeed. He's still quality, isn't he? And again, I think he's pretty low ownership. So, yeah, it's a good shout.
3 goals and an assist so far this season. He's 5.9% ownership and he's $500,000 cheaper than Rudiger. You're not tempted. Yeah. See, do you remember back at the start of the season where their wing backs were like on fire? Even Alonso started the season well before getting uprooted by Chilwell.
Alonso straight to Chilwell, seamless, wasn't it?
Yeah. Alonso, his last 4 games in the Premier League, 1, 1, 1, 4. It's just
not the best, is it?
What a fall from grace. What a fall from grace.
Shame.
Poor guy.
Tempted by Lukaku's not starting. Which of their midfielders would you go for? Would you go for Mount? Like Mount, the issue with Mount is that he doesn't always start.
Havertz?
And Havertz, yeah.
Yeah, he's looked lively. I mean, I still haven't forgiven him for the week I had him as captain when he was the sole striker against Norwich and they scored 7 goals and he didn't even get an assist. I'm still pretty bitter about that. So, yeah, maybe on that. But no, I thought he was one of their best players on Sunday, certainly. I think he's a good shout, Phil. Maybe not so for me.
Well, Mike made it, but I'll take the credit. With Mount, he's capable of big hauls, but he's also capable of doing absolutely nothing. He's got a 24-pointer against Norwich, 12 points against Watford, 13 points against West Ham. But then, aside from that, he's got a load of very low scoring.
He missed a couple of sitters, didn't he, at the weekend as well?
Yeah.
So, not got his shooting boots on at the moment.
Yeah. Reece James, he may be injured this week.
Is he?
He may have. I think Tuchel said that he didn't really want him to play as long as he did. He brought him on for 25 minutes. He ended up playing 55 or whatever it was because of the extra time.
Yes. Issues.
It was good to see a penalty shootout go that long, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, the quality of the penalty shootout was quite incredible. And when even Liverpool's keeper buried it in the top corner. I mean, poor old Kepa brought on to save the penalties. Didn't get near any of them, including the time he actually stood in the corner where Van Dijk put it.
I like that. I like that a lot.
It.
Yeah, I love that tactic of mind games. As a goalkeeper, penalty shootouts, you can't really. I mean, unless you have to take a penalty, you can't really go wrong. You can only really be a hero. You're not expected to save the penalties. So you may as well just mess with them in the head by standing very far over one side. Anthony, what are you eating? Oh, you've muted yourself in excitement.
Cheap man's Toblerone, my friend.
Oh, is it the Rockies?
Poundland Twin Peaks.
Oh, Twin Peaks, yeah.
Very, very good. No, it isn't a Toblerone, Phil. I mean, we know you are a connoisseur of the one that you got for Christmas that's bigger than your entire body.
Yeah.
But it's very nice.
I was on the kitchen floor. I had a massive chunk of Toblerone. Toblerone. What's happened to my speech this week?
You've got a Roy Hodgson on us.
I have. I had a massive chunk of Toblerone in a sandwich bag, and I was for whacking it with a rolling pin on Sunday to break it into smaller chunks.
Oh.
That seems to be the only way you can do it, that or a hammer.
You are so cool.
Well, it's not cool getting a hammer at your kitchen floor because you risk dentation.
All for the sake of a giant Toblerone. Amazing.
Yeah, but it's worth it. It is very tasty, and I'm grateful for the gift. And I will eat it because I told my wife I would if she bought it for me. So I will definitely do that. Okay, gents. Should we have a look through this week's fixtures?
Oh, sure thing.
Yes, let's.
Do you want to go for them, Anthony? Because your voice is louder than Mike's.
Yeah, sure. First game, boys. 12:30 on Saturday. Leicester against Leeds. Intriguing one, actually. I think this one, Leicester, good win last night against Burnley. Leeds, of course, no Bielsa. What effect is that going to have? We know they've been shipping goals for fun. I think I saw a stat over the weekend that said Leeds have conceded the most goals in a calendar month in Premier League history. And bear in mind, that's the shortest month of the year as well. So that's quite an indictment and probably illustrates why Bielsa was sacked.
Let's also bear in mind that the Premier League only started 30 years ago.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so that's the worst the team's done in 30 years.
Yeah,
so that's
fine.
fairly bad.
I'm sorry, it's a bit of a beef of mine. People making up these I mean, somebody's made up the stat this week that, it's a stat, I suppose. I will. No, fine, I'll do it. I'll do the sad music. Someone has made up the stat this week that Ivan Toney has been replaced as the highest scorer in the Championship by Mitrovic of Fulham. The Championship was formed 14 years ago. Ridiculous. It's like having the best ever player for MK Dons. It means nothing. There's no actual history. It means nothing. The Football League has been around for like 130 years. All the Championships, top ever scorer. Rubbish. It's Guy Whittingham. He scored 44 goals in the 80s. Anyway.
You okay there, Mike?
Well, I'm a little lonely.
He's a bit angry.
Do you need any deliveries to your house? Any treats?
Yeah, maybe. Probably not,
maybe
actually.
Some nice hot crisps.
Hot crisps?
Yeah, like the one, the hottest crisp
spicy.
In the world.
Spicy crisps, yeah.
Yeah,
I thought you meant microwaved crisps.
No. Anyway, boys, Leicester Leeds. What do we think here then?
Oh, yes, they're
marching
on together.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
Very good.
Oh, I had a sound effect for that as well.
Did you?
There you go.
Great. Oh, gosh.
This feels a bit like...
Listeners,
you know that episode
just a heads up.
You know that episode of Partridge where he's gone off stage?
Another glitter cannon.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Please. For listeners who may not have realised, we're trying out a new platform this week to record on. We're trying something called Riverside, so let's go. Mike is, as you may be able to tell, in charge of audio. He's got a rubbish headset, which is why he sounds like he's whispering to us, but the sound effects come out at full volume. That is for sure, because for every joke he makes, me and Ant get punched in the ears with noise.
Good times, mate? Good times.
Oh, dear.
Going back to your question, Anthony, Leicester Leeds, I'm a bit unsure on this one. I may get a Leicester player in because of their good fixtures ongoing and having a fixture in game week 30. Leeds is a wait and see, but they still, regardless of Bielsa or them employing a calendar month to be a manager, my issue is they still got their best players injured. So I wouldn't be interested in Leeds.
You just see if it's a good March for Leeds.
Very good.
Oh, there it is, right in the ears. Right in the ears again. So, Anthony, move on, please, because he's going to keep pressing that button.
So, Villa, one of the first teams here with a double game week, up against Southampton at home. Ollie Watkins, finally in the goals. I've only had him in for about 9 weeks for him to finally score. What do we think here? Southampton doing well, though. This could be a tricky one to call.
It's a really difficult one to call. I've brought in Breuer. That's right. That's what his name is. Breuer. Rhymes with Sawyer. I've brought him in, and I've got JWP from last week as well. Double game weeks for those boys.
Can I at this point, because Ant wasn't here last week, and I think I'm going to enjoy this. Anthony, you've had Livramento and you took him out before game week 26.
Oh, no.
I just want to read you Livramento's scores from game week 12, where you had him. 1-0, 1-2, 1-0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. You at this point sold him. Game week 26, 12. 12, which is that's more than the last 12 weeks added together. And game week 27, 8. Are you buying him back? Oh dear. You literally the timing of your sale was perfect.
Oh dear.
Well, I'm pleased to help, boys. No, I will not be buying him back. Stupid game. Look, I must have upset the FPL gods if there is such a thing, because honestly, I have had absolutely no luck this season. I know I've made some pretty poor decisions, but I mean, that surely wasn't one of them. I mean, you've just read his bloody scores out, 0 and 1, and I take him out and he gets 12 and bloody 8.
Oh man.
Somebody hates me. So but the good news is, boys, another week down, another week closer to this season being over.
Oh,
Praise the
dear.
Lord. I can never play this stupid game again.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, in the 14 game weeks that you owned him, he got a total of 7 points.
There you go. And he's just got,
He's got 20 in 2 weeks. But
good.
he looks really good, so I'm considering getting him in this week. 4.4
Well, don't
million.
worry. I'm sure he'll score and get you loads more points.
Well,
Just what you need.
I mean, I laugh at you. I bought in Ward Prowse last week for a hit, and he did absolutely nothing against Norwich. Thank you. Gosh,
Oh, a lovely bit of canned laughter.
Mike's on the sound, either that or on the set of an American sitcom.
Yep.
So you're looking at Southampton in this, are you, Ant, or are you looking at Villa?
Well, no, I've got Villa. I've got Ollie Watkins. So yeah, potentially why not? Let's captain this week with a double game week.
Oh, both teams.
Just
both,
for
Is that what
giggles.
you're doing?
Who are you captaining?
Might do. I might captain old Ollie Watkins.
Oh, blimey, okay.
Southampton home, Leeds away. I've absolutely nothing to lose, boys.
And he's in. Hey, thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
You see goals.
I do.
Aston Villa are also in the final game of the game week, which makes it more fun. And according to the Premier League website, that is on Prime Video.
Indeed, it is.
I feel like
How exciting!
I feel like I could, given the quality of my headset this week and the fact that I'm suffering quite badly with COVID, I could just go all Stephen Hawkins on you and literally just push the buttons here for various things that I want to try and say.
Stephen Hawking's dead.
Well, he is
didn't
now,
die?
but he wasn't always. Like,
Oh dear.
Yeah, you could
Boys.
just push buttons. That's fine, mate.
Boys, we're a little bit short on time here, so let's
Oh,
crack on,
here
shall
we go. The old short on time club. Okay. I mean, this is.
Seems unnecessary. Turf Moor next, boys.
Turf-
Burnley v Chelsea. Are you still on the horse, Phil?
Well, not if I wildcard. Thank you. If I wildcard, he'll be out. And to be honest, against Chelsea, I don't really fancy my Burnley assets. Although I've got the Pope. Yeah, I may be forced to wildcard due to my. This is what happens when you go double Burnley. You get all excitable and then realise that they're Burnley. So yeah, I may have to get rid of the Pope. I may have to get rid of the horse.
oh dear.
Oh dear, Mike.
What's the question? I was just trying to look for Pope music. What's the question?
Burnley, Chelsea. What assets are you looking at here in this
Chelsea. No, I think that the team is a bit in and out. You don't know who's going to play. Like, if Lukaku was getting a run in the team, then maybe, but he's not. There's no real focal point. Do you know what I mean? They are a team, and goals come from all over, which has its benefits. But you know, with Liverpool, you know that a lot of it's going to go through Salah. With I don't know, with Manchester United, a lot of it's going to go through Bruno. With Chelsea, there's not that one player that stands out.
But and also they're playing Burnley, who yes aren't very good, and are willing for this to be a soundbite next week. They don't concede loads of goals, so yeah, I wouldn't bother going. You
I'll
see
be
goals?
honest, yeah,
I
I do.
don't see goals.
Okay.
In that game, I see like a 1 or 2-0 Chelsea.
Okay.
Okay. Newcastle next. Home to Brighton. Newcastle, as we predicted, would happen, are doing nicely under Mr. Howe. Assets here. What about Willock, Ryan Fraser? I hate to say it.
Yeah,
saying it
I've
through
been-
gritted teeth, but he's having a right old purple
Been
patch.
banging that
Look back
drum.
to his best.
Been banging that drum.
Gosh.
Okay.
For
Well, I'm glad that these sound effects are making you feel better,
Yeah,
David. But yeah, he's looking really lively for Newcastle at the moment.
really lively and on most of their set plays.
Yeah, that is true. I still think Target is a good target.
Yeah.
He has got 2 games. Don't forget this week. So he's at home to Brighton, but he's also away to Southampton, his old team. Oh yeah, his old team. He was at Southampton, wasn't he?
Can someone make a note? I need a target, an arrow hitting a target.
Boing.
That's the one.
Brighton have lost their last 3 games.
I love to see it.
Yeah, on a little bit of a bad run, aren't they? So, yeah, Neil Maupay finally not scoring, which makes me happy. But, yeah, I fancy Newcastle to win this 1-0.
Brighton
Burn against his
Brighton
old
got
club.
2 fixtures next week, but they're Liverpool and Spurs.
Yeah, I don't think you'd bother rushing any Brighton assets at the moment, would you?
No.
Okay.
Based on those fixtures.
All right.
Carroll Road next. Norwich, Brentford. Norwich got to win this. They had a little spell, didn't they? Got 7 points from 3 games, and now they've lost the last 3. Bottom of the league. But this is one they've got to be marking, isn't they?
Well, they've
They've
got
not been good
Bottom
form.
of the league,
I think they get 4 points.
They're only getting
for
4
the rest of the
points.
season.
Well, this maybe could be 3 of their 4 points in this game here.
Well,
Brentford,
in which
out
case
of
they'll
form.
then want to just switch off the TV for the next few months, which, to be honest, isn't a bad idea anyway. But
What about this guy?
Tony.
It's a
Ivan
good time.
Toney.
It's a good time clip to play when we're short of time.
Well, he's back, isn't he?
He's back.
He's come back. He came off the bench against Newcastle. I imagine, against his old club, they were hoping he might do something there.
I don't know if you know, lads, but he holds the second most goals ever scored in the Championship.
Really? Great.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. For me, no, I want to see him get fit first. I want to see Ericsson get fit, and then I think they could link up quite well, actually. But no assets
boys.
here next.
Okay, another one, double game week. Wolves, Palace. What about Raul Jimenez?
Oh.
I think he was arrested against West Ham last week. Could we be looking at him? Palace at home, then Watford at home.
Pedence was
Juicy couple of
rested as
fixtures.
well, which was weird.
Yeah.
Huang
Yeah.
started
I didn't
and
tell-
scored.
Yeah,
So
it's
will
been
he
a
start
long while,
again?
hasn't it?
Will he start again? Because he'd been out injured, Mike. That's why. So he's
It'd
only
probably be harsh
recently
if he was
returned.
dropped.
But
'Cause
even
he's
before
part of
injury, he went on a run of not scoring much.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I don't think I'd be too excited about him, personally. However, I didn't tell Aaron this on Saturday, but I have bought in Saar because I like the look of his.
Oh.
I like the look of his double
he's-
game week.
You two-faced little human being, you.
Well, I've still kept Ramsdale. He's just on my bench.
So you think that Saar against Crystal Palace and Watford is going to keep more clean sheets and get you more points than Ramsdale would just playing Watford?
Yes,
Yeah, they're probably right.
thank you.
Yeah. Last game of the day, Anfield, Liverpool, West Ham. The usual here. I know Mike's one of the few people in the world not to have
Oh,
Salah.
I've got some bad news on that front.
Oh, here we go.
Well, look, it's already cost me 84 points, lads, hasn't it? So I've bought him back in. It makes the margins very, very tight for me and Phil. The chances of me now catching Phil with 100 points still to gather up on him, with all those chips he's got to play, almost impossible. But I can't not have the guy. It's annoying.
Okay, so I've got a question about Liverpool because Diaz has played incredibly well.
Yeah.
I got him in that double they had, and he did me all right. Jota, they're looking a bit more. Just having Diaz has turned them suddenly into Man City Mark II for me. I don't know which of the supporting cast to get. Salah, yeah, okay. Probably I would then, for safety, want to go, if I was getting 3 Liverpool, go for Trent and Robertson rather than Diaz or Jota, because I don't know if they're going to play.
Yeah.
He loves a no-look pass, doesn't he, old Diaz? He did about 100 in the final.
I'm all for that. I never look when I
indeed.
pass, but to be fair, they never end up ending to the player I was hoping they would.
Boys, I'll just quickly run you through the rest of the fixtures then.
Oh, okay. Answer my question. Which Liverpool players would you want?
Oh, well, on current form, it's got to be Diaz. He's come in, he's left Jota on the bench. He's under 2% ownership. Does that answer your question?
Oh,
Yep.
bullshit.
Oh dear. Oh,
What'd you
dear.
say, boys? Does that
I'm
answer your question?
200 points behind, so I'm going to get angry.
Oh,
dear.
okay.
Oh, no.
Okay. Right then. Watford, Arsenal, Man City, Man United on Sunday.
Arsenal win.
What are we thinking here, boys?
Arsenal win. Very comfy.
Yeah, and that
Yep, agreed.
they've got a double game week the next week. Don't forget.
Yep. And which was the other one? Man United who?
Away at City.
Well, it's a comfortable Man City. A comfortable, but not a smashing by Man City.
They struggled to beat Peterborough last night in the FA Cup.
Or did they?
Bournemouth
Yeah.
struggled to beat Peterborough. To be fair.
Well, we didn't beat them, that's why. United do tend to...
I didn't know the result, I just assumed.
0-0. United do tend to pull a little bit of a performance out of the bag, but yeah, you can't see past City here, surely. And Jack Grealish looked decent last night.
Grealish?
Well, but I can't imagine him going...
What?
Jack Grealish.
He wants to hope it's a night game.
Oh dear.
Lucky Peter Crouchin playing with that neck.
Yeah, indeed. Monday Night Football. Poor old Spurs at home to Everton.
Yeah.
Wow.
Spurs very yo-yo-y at the moment.
Very yo-yo.
Everton very yo-yo-y. They may meet in the middle and have a very dull draw, or they might just both decide not to defend. You're keeping Kane, Ant? Mike?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Okay. Anthony, do you have any Spurs or Everton players?
No.
Well, if you had Fernandes against City, would you stick with him or just run away from it?
Probably run away.
Are you starting Cancelo?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
One of the only people in my
good
team
probing questions from you, Phil. You've put some thought into this stuff, don't you?
Well,
Yeah,
I just thought rapid fire is the best way to get Ant to answer questions honestly.
Oh, okay.
Ant, Phil or Mike? Okay, right. Next fixture then.
Oh, that's difficult.
The 3 to go on Thursday.
On Thursday, which is weird, isn't it?
It's annoying, isn't it? It's a big old gap. Southampton, Newcastle, Wolves, Watford, Leeds, Villa.
Yeah, Wolves' fixtures are quite friendly. Defensively, I've got Kilman. He's not been great so far, and he's had good fixtures.
There's quite a few people who have jumped on.
Very winnable.
Quite a few people have jumped on Kilman just because he's playing well. Doesn't make him a good FPL asset.
This is a lesson I have learnt these last few weeks. Yeah,
it's very true.
And it gave me a chance to actually watch Wolves in a bit more detail because if you've got players that are in their team, you watch it, and you keep a close eye on the players you've got. He actually, the last 2 games, hasn't played that great, in my humble opinion.
I'd be getting on Jimenez here.
Anthony, have you got an 18th century pub behind you? Where are you? At your window?
Just in my office. That is just normal housing.
Oh, right. Yeah,
in Poole. Sunny Dorset. Okay. There's definitely not an 18th century pub.
I'm going to need to push you for a punt.
Although I wish it was.
I need to push you for a punt because we've got 2 minutes before this platform that we are recording on today for the first time with sound effects explodes.
Okay. Waste time with that.
Punt.
Bit harsh. Anthony, you can go first because I haven't got one.
Anthony.
Surprising.
The wood chopper.
Oh, wait a minute, mate.
Chris Wood.
Give it a minute.
2 games.
Hello? Anyone still there?
Ant, it's meant to intro. Can we do it again? Ant, here we go.
Hello. Chris Wood.
That works. And Phil Botto.
Walker Peters.
Oh, gosh. I'm going for Ike Nuri. Ian Nuri?
8 Nuri, yep.
8 Nuri. Is it? Either it is or it ain't. Right, good. I'm...
Okay. Gosh.
I'm not very well.
No, clearly.
I think, in retrospect, having me in charge of this today was not the best idea.
Well, to be honest, I remember the first time I had my hands on the soundboard, and you said similar about me. So
Okay.
it's you kind of learn restraint.
Okay. Well, thanks, lads.
Thank you very much, gents. It's been a pleasure. I hope
Nice to be back.
hope you all have a good double game week and burn all your chips like me.
Yes, indeed. We'll see you on the other side.
Enjoy.
See ya.
Bye now.
Bye.